obviously it's a long old trip, but they're a team that's, I think, maybe results don't suggest that they're a big problem, but their setup and their shape causes some difficulty. They're playing a big shape, which is hard to play against and hard to defend. So obviously got good players everywhere. They put a lot of numbers in the box, so they're working a lot on how do we defend the box in certain moments. And they're obviously close in standings between the two of us, so it'll be important either way. But we go with there with a good mentality off the back of these past 2 games to hopefully go and do a job in Seattle as well.
You mentioned the last 2 games, 2 wins in the last 2. What's the key to continuing to build momentum on those wins and carry that into Seattle?
Yeah, I think this mental resilience. I think that's been the biggest change in us, is that we've now got the group thinking that we can go and hold on to wins. We can go and win late. I mean, I think we have the most goals scored in the last 15 minutes in the league. So shows that we're fit. It shows that there is that mentality to continue to push. I think for all games but one that I've been involved in, that have been the wins, have been last minute winners. So I'd like to get it wrapped up a little bit earlier if we could, but it just shows that the groups are in a really strong place, and and even holding on to the moments in Orlando in the last 10 minutes of the game, holding on against LA here when maybe in weeks past we'd suffered late equalisers or given something up that's caused us to drop points. So really happy with the last 2 weeks, and to pick up 6 points, and certainly for the 3 points in Orlando against a really good team. There's something massive to build on, but the mentality will be what carries us through to the next one.
Absolutely. And then yesterday, Malacca was named as a finalist for AFC's Youth Football Player of the Year. Just what have you seen from her this year, and what an honor is that for her?
Yeah, it's a massive honour for her, and listen, there's no doubt about her skill level and her quality and her work ethic. And to be honest, the demand as well. She demands a lot from us, and you can tell when she's not happy with something that we've done or training is not been the exact way she wanted. She lets us know, which is fine. I'm open to that. But no, she's been tremendous this year, and not just a quality of play, but also that she's added goals, she's added assists to the game now. I think she's had 10 more contributions this season, which is more than she's ever had with us. We've played her more as a 10 this year than in years past, and she's having more goal contributions from that spot. So, no, she's an absolute diamond of a person, and really top quality player as well. And she's going to go on to be a top level player over the course of the next 10 years, because she's only 20 years old, 21 years old. So, really happy for her. It's a great achievement. I'd love to see what players are taking it off her. If there's somebody else that's better than her at that age group, then good for them. Hopefully they can come play for the Courage too at one time. So.
Absolutely. Now, open up to questions, Kyle.
First of all, congratulations on the second straight win in Orlando. It wasn't necessarily the most aesthetic game to watch, but how did it feel to be able to be on the right side of the game that was like gritty and tough and like kind of back and forth, as you finally be able to win a game like that?
Yeah, it's big time. It's great for the group. It's good for the coaching staff. It's good for the club in general. Like anywhere that you pick up points, we want that game won't be remembered in history for the level of play. It'll be remembered because we won late in the game. So that part of it. Listen, I would love to play the most beautiful football ever away at Orlando, and I said this to the group before the game. But it was never going to be like that. That team they're hard to play against. They're non-stop for 90 minutes. They make it difficult. We've got good players all over the field. Obviously, we've had massive changes in the lineup due to some injuries and some movements from trade and stuff. So we're still gelling. We're still finding who fits what. And I think the brand of football in that moment didn't matter. What mattered in that moment was the result. And the fact that the group were able to get the job done in a really difficult place to go and win.
The next question is kind of something you already alluded to. It's your ninth goal.
Yeah, I think to be honest, it's not even late game situations, Carl. It's been pretty much consistent like that throughout the course of the season, where we've shared the goals around. We don't have one player that's just banging in goals left, right, and centre, but we've had a decent goal contribution from the entirety of the team. I think Manaka maybe has 6 goals, and she's the highest goal scorer for us currently. And then after that, I think Pinto with 3. So we don't have a prolific goal scorer, but we do have a team that's sharing the wealth a little bit. So the fact that we can have anybody pop up in a moment to score a goal, whether it be late or early in the game, is hugely beneficial to us. But as I said to the group on Tuesday when we returned to training, what shows is the late goals is the level of fitness, the mentality, but also the impact that our players coming off the bench are having too. There's obviously even Hannah, when she came on the other day, she, although she didn't do much with the ball, she did a lot of nitty gritty work, which is ugly. She created space in the box for Shinomi to step in. Aline comes on and has a massive impact, dribbling almost the full length of the field. And then obviously Shinomi did run the full length of the field. She went from defending in one box to scoring in the other box in a matter of a few seconds. So I think the impact that players are having coming off the bench, but also the ones that are becoming cornerstones of the team as well, and these new players that are becoming cornerstones, like a Shinomi, like a Riley Jackson, those are really stepping up as well. So, I'm as long as we're scoring goals, I don't care who's scoring them, to be honest. So.
Anything else, Cal?
You made the move to start Marissa Jordan in goal over Casey Murphy, and it seems it's starting to pay off. Can you talk about Marissa's development in goal and with the synergy of her back line?
Yeah, I think, listen, she's always had the faith. I know she's not had the games, but she's always had the faith of the team because they see her in training every day. So they were confident with her ability to step in and perform immediately. For Mo, it's just the ring rust. She just had to play games and get used to it. And in this past game, there was some stuff that we changed at halftime that made it a little bit more comfortable for her. They were pressing the life out of her. Our structure in front of her wasn't helping her. So we made some changes that helped her. That's our job. But she has full capability to do certain things and the right mentality to try and apply new teachings to her game as well. So, the team has full faith in her. She's done really well. I think she needs to settle down a little bit more. And I think the more games she plays, the more that'll become apparent that she does settle and finds a comfortable spot for herself. There's always pressure for her because she knows she's got, for me, there's another number 1 right behind her. That's Casey Murphy that wants a spot back. So as long as those two are challenging, there'll always be pressure on Marissa's shoulders. So she has to perform, and she knows that. That's the life of a number 2 that's fighting for a number 1 spot. When they get that moment, they have to hold on to it, and they have to be top notch every single game, not just in training, not just in the games, but in training too. Because otherwise, Casey's chasing her non-stop.
I was just wondering, what was the status of players like Denise O'Sullivan, who put out a tweet the other day saying that she might be getting closer to full fitness. Players like Ashley Sanchez, I know Brianna's been out for a couple of games.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, any sort of status on your
there's no real changes there. Those players are still working hard to get back to full fitness. Ashley Sanchez is probably the closest to being back. The other ones I don't think will be available, just certainly not for this weekend. But they're working hard on the field to be ready, so that when that moment comes that they're all cleared, they can come straight back into the team and offer something, whether it's in a starting role or just as part of the group. So no real updates there, to be honest, Carl.
Nathan, you talked a lot about the momentum on the field, but I want to talk about togetherness and belief, 2 words that you use a lot with this group. To go through the adversity they've gone through, to get some of those late results, how have you seen the togetherness and the belief of this group evolve over these last few weeks, and how does that set them up for this last month where everything's in front of you?
It has been something that we've talked about a lot, and to be honest, we do everything that we do is there's a plan to do everything together. whether it's team meals, travel, meetings, on field, whether it's fun competitions like yesterday. We want everything to be together. We want it to be competitive. But the belief comes from the individual. We want to make sure that the individuals believe in themselves, and that's important, whether it's through individual meetings with us, whether it's through feedback and video and saying, okay, look at this, or whether it's just from encouragement from the coaching staff and from the other players that, okay, now I have build that belief in yourself, and that's what builds the togetherness. Because if teams can say they have togetherness, but if you don't have belief in the individuals, then they're not really together, and that's the important part. So try to build them up as much as we possibly can, get them into a really good place, get everyone bought into what we're trying to do. Positive results help build that togetherness too. If you're not winning, or you're dropping points every week, then it becomes really difficult, and you've got to start and go again. But this group's been really easy to do it with. I think we've got great personalities in the locker room, some good leadership inside there as well, that are really bought into it. We don't have all the glitz and the glam. We don't have that. We don't need that. We'll set our example by what we do every day on the field. So, yeah, they're really bought into it, and I can feel the group. And whenever I speak to them, everyone's really engaged and bought in. So, I'm happy for that. It's got to continue. We can't afford to have any stragglers. It's got to be all hands on deck. Everybody's got their oar in the boat, and we row together.